Hi there, welcome back. It's video 5 for Beverage Cozy Mitt. So we have completed most of the mitt here. It should look something like this. I've completed to row 17 on part 2. And now I'm just going to close it just as we did with the first part. I've already slip stitched, so I'm going to chain 1. And then I'm going to half double crochet it closed, just as we did before. The first stitch is always the harder one. I did go ahead and switch my hook because my other hook, for some reason, was catching a lot, and I think it's just because it was older and it has a it's been worn out. So there's one. It is, however, it is the same size hook. See, and I'm just making sure that it goes through both sides. Through here, and then we find the next stitch and we go through to the other side. This is probably one of the most difficult parts in here, just trying to line it up so that it looks nice and neat. You can also pin it closed if you wanted, if you find it easier to match up your stitches, but I don't think you really need to. You should have 14 stitches across. Sorry. I am glad to finally be finishing these videos off. Unfortunately, I had some family issues arise and it took me a little longer to get them finished. But let's just be positive and think, hey, at least it's done. Getting done. Oh. I'm going to count this just to make sure there's 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And there's the 14th. Okay, when fastening it off, I'm going to leave a longer string for sewing. Ow, almost cut my finger. Be careful with your scissors. Okay. So I've cut it, I don't know, probably 10 inches. Next, I've fastened it off. You can put the two sides together. I'm going to take my round markers and mark the stitches, the first and the last, just to hold it together. Alright, so here is your mitt. Now, I don't know if it really matters what size you use to sew, or side you use to sew. So, I usually use metal needles, but I figured this blue one would show up better in the camera. So once you have aligned your mitt, This is how I'm going to sew it, just to make it look neater. You're going to go right in through the V just like before, or the bottom ridge, I guess you would call it. And I'm just going to get right in there. And if you go through it 2 times, it should look a lot neater. See, nice and neat. And then move on to the next one, and remember to go through to the other side. One, and then through a second time through the exact same one. Remember to go through twice. If this string isn't long enough, I might have to use the string from the other side, which is fine too because it's easy enough. One and two. And I'm going to fasten it off actually, just on the inside, because this one's a little short, which I don't think is a huge problem. But I won't be able to finish it if I don't. I don't like it when my needle doesn't take my thread very nice, but oh well. Okay, so basically I'm going to use the longer string now. Now you could do this and go across with just one longer string if you fastened off with a longer one, which one would have been this one. But I don't think it will make a huge difference. And just remember to go through it twice. It kind of gives that whole appearance like it's been done on purpose, which it, you know, has been. So through there and right through to the other side, do the same stitch to keep it nice and even. Try not to sew it too tight or you might overdo it. But if you notice, because I'm putting the 2 strings through, it's kind of making it look like it's continued on. You can also hold it like this to sew it nicely. Nice, neat sew. I suggest maybe cutting a little bit longer of a string than what I did maybe. It seems a bit short if you're going all the way across with one string or one yarn, I guess. See how it kind of blends it in when you sew it double through the end. And just continue to go across. If you do run out of thread or yarn, I suggest just adding some more, because really it's not going to make a huge difference. I'm not sure why I didn't add enough, but it will turn out just fine, and I'm going to be pretty positive about it. And I'm going to just simply take in extra piece of thread to finish closing my hole right in there, just by pulling it through to the other side. I apologize for this inconvenience here, but I think that's okay. So just continue through. So you don't even really notice what I have just done, but just remember to continue putting 2 stitches through each one. All right. So once you had 2 go through each one, it should look like this. See how it looks kind of neatly sewn together. Then just find a nice little hidden spot in there just to pull it through to the inside of the glove. This is what your sewing job should look like, or similar. And for the inside, just simply knot it in there. I like to knot before weaving in my ends and stuff, just for extra stability and to make sure that's not going to fall apart. So, and then just simply weave in your end, all your ends, which I don't have to really do on camera, but if you hide your ends on the inside, it's not as noticeable. So I'm just going to cut this off and show you what it looks like on. Okay, I'm going to remove my round marker here. So, this is my finished project. Very lovely done. So just sew in those ends. You should have a finished project that looks similar to this. Your hand should fit in it nicely. If you have to go up a size, go up just 1 needle size, but most people haven't had to do that. Here, your cup goes in here. You could also hold your child's hand with it to help keep it warm if they forget their gloves. But also, I decided to go without a bottom because a lot of the cups from different coffee shops, I usually buy extra larges, which are taller, and that way the cup kind of just sits through the bottom and it won't fall out because it's a nice little space and your hand is holding it. So I hope you really enjoyed this tutorial, and well, I guess to subscribe if you like, and stay tuned for other fantastic crochet patterns and tutorials. Don't forget to visit me at www.niftyniffer.com. That's NIFTYNNIFER. All right, Nifty Niffer. Okay, thank you, and glad you enjoyed.